Getting halfway to their third sweep of Minnesota in 3 seasons didn't quite work out the way Aaron Rodgers had envisioned, in particular based off his numbers against Minnesota since 2010. Rodgers was slowed by Minnesota's overloaded secondary, but was still able to find Green Bay's key receivers when it mattered most, while James Starks and Alex Green set the pace against a short box. With Starks and Green providing over 120 yards in the run game, Said Benson can sit back and continue to rehab his foot and keep his night job putting girls through college and DJing at a Wisconsin strip club. But at least he's not on a boat. The run production will also help relieve some pressure off of Rodgers and the poor offensive line as they go up against a strong Lions front four, but remedial secondary that is big play prone against above average quarterbacks. The Bears face serious concerns with injuries to more starters, but their biggest issues revolve around their aging defense that has been on the field entirely too long and too often. Not only did failing to seal the edge lose containment of Wilson, but led to extended time on the field for the defense, providing him with 10 minutes and 43 seconds to dink and dunk Seattle's zone option down the field, covering 24 plays and 177 yards for 2 scores. Those 2 series allowed Pete Carroll his 3rd road win at Soldier Field, making him 7 for 16 on the road since taking over in Seattle, and also gave Jay Cutler his first loss with the team with a quarterback rating over 100. But even with Cutler settling into a groove, the play calling still needs some work involving the tight ends and providing Forte with another blocker against a lethal Minnesota defensive line in Week 15. So it only took Christian Ponder 2.5 quarters to find a receiver. Big deal. Just let Peterson do all the work. Really. AP rattled off 200 plus yards with a tutty, rushing 21 times and leading some to believe that offensive coordinator Bill Musgrave made a stop at Hasbro this weekend to buy a clue. Musgrave got back to the meat and potatoes of his offensive philosophy by rushing the ball and throwing more intermediate passing routes to his tight ends. If Musgrave can stick to his plan against Chicago in Week 15, there's a good chance for an upset with the Bears' injuries and exhausted defense. The Lions continue to tease and disappoint their fans by finding ways to lose control of their emotions and the game after having put themselves in position to close it out. 1 week after tight ends Tony Scheffler and Brandon Pettigrew put up 131 yards receiving, they were a major focus of the offensive game plan yet again, serving as complements to the running game and taking attention away from Calvin Johnson, allowing him to have a career day. Unfortunately, Detroit's trend of ill-timed mistakes continued as well, to the tune of 8 penalties for 65 yards. That cost them the game and is certain to do so in Week 15 at Green Bay if they allow Aaron Rodgers to pick apart their weak secondary. Once again, thank you for subscribing and taking a moment to get water cooler smart before your coffee's ready with NFL Espresso. I'm John Malores Jr. from SportsFanChicago.com, and you can also follow me on Twitter @Malores. Thank you again and be good.